Hello, this is T. Chase. I have a website called Revelation13.net with predictions of the future using astrology, Nostradamus, Bible prophecy, including the book of Revelation, and the King James Version English Bible Code. And here, as I record this, November 18, 2012, I'm going to have predictions for the end of 2012 and year 2013. Now, as I record this, one of the concerns is there is the Mayan calendar date, December 21, 2012. What could happen then? There's been much of doomsday predictions for December 21, 2012, such as some have speculated earthquakes, earth destroyed, a nearby supernova, or solar flares destroying Earth, whatever. What do I think on that? I have had a concern about possibility of, say, a black hole created by nuclear particle accelerator experiments swallowing the Earth on that date. When there has been a lot of increased earthquake and volcanic activities in the last 3 years, whether they could be giant earthquakes and volcanoes and much destruction of Earth then, or could there be a giant solar flare hitting Earth? Tell you the truth, I am not sure what's going to happen December 21, 2012. I think something could happen. There is an interesting astrology pattern where you have 4 planets 8 or near 8 degrees on December 22, 2012, the next day. You've got Jupiter at 8 Gemini, air sign, Saturn at 8 Scorpio, water sign, Pluto at 8 Capricorn, earth sign, Venus at 7 Sagittarius, fire sign. So you have earth, air, fire, water, the 4 elements. And note that 888, these are, remember, 4 planets 8 or near 8 degrees. 888 corresponds to Jesus in Greek, the language of the Bible's New Testament, including the book of Revelation, where in Greek each letter is also a number, and if you total up the letter numbers for Jesus in Greek, you get 888. And that's interesting, since 666 is a number of the Antichrist, a anti-version of Christ in biblical prophecy in the book of Revelation. So we've got the 4 elements at 8 degrees. What does that mean? It's kind of like a return of Christ theme. I'm not sure what that means. Return of Christ as speculated in the Bible's book of Revelation. And the fact you have the 4 elements is a 5th element created. I'm not sure on December 21, 2012, what's going to happen. It sounds like it's a date of interest for us. Anyways, so in Revelation 19:11, there is the return of Christ riding a white horse. What does that mean? Aliens, invasion of Earth? I don't know. And in Revelation 21, it sounds like an alien city might be coming down to Earth. And also note Revelation 21:1, King James Version. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. I wonder if the earth was swallowed by a black hole, if the earth could go into another alternate universe then, with the world completely different. Perhaps the earth would go into a parallel universe, in kind of a land of Oz. I'm not sure, but I find this December 21, 2012 of interest, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. Then there's an interesting astrology pattern as we get into 2013. By the way, I think the four horsemen of the apocalypse could be writing. That is war, that is economic chaos, with economic chaos continuing in Europe. I think the U.S. will do fairly well with President Obama reelected, but there is a concern with that worsening economic chaos in Europe. Also there could be wars. There could be increased diseases such as influenza outbreak and other viral diseases, diseases and plagues spreading around the world. That's the fourth horseman of the apocalypse, death, which could be death by disease. So that could be continuing in 2013. You do have January 7, 2013, an unusual 9999 astrology pattern with 4 planets at 9 degrees. Mercury at 9 Capricorn, Mars at 9 Aquarius, Saturn at 9 Scorpio, Pluto at 9 Capricorn. And there's also a Mercury-Pluto death planet conjunction at 9 Capricorn. Note that 999 is 666, the number of the Antichrist upside down. So could that relate to events on January 7, 2013, that following December 13, 2012? Then we have, of interest, May 19, 2013, an 11-11-11 astrology pattern with 3 planets at 11 degrees. Venus at 11 Gemini, Uranus at 11 Aries, and Pluto at 11 Capricorn. Another interesting pattern. Then also of note, we should mention that May 10, 2013, there's an annular solar eclipse seen in New Zealand and Australia. And the astrology chart has a planet cluster in Taurus, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, Mars cluster of planets there. Note that that is in the southern hemisphere, and I think that indicates that hope for the world will come from the southern hemisphere. Concerning that, note that President Obama has been reelected, and President Obama's father was from Kenya, which is just bordering on the southern hemisphere at the equator, passing through Kenya. And President Obama, I think, is a case of, therefore, of hope for the world coming from the southern hemisphere. Then we see in July 18, 2013, there's a rare and very powerful astrology pattern of a grand water trine of 4 planets in a triangular pattern in water signs. Saturn at 4 degrees Scorpio, Neptune at 4 degrees Pisces, Jupiter at 4 degrees Cancer, and Mars at 3 degrees Cancer. So, thus adding to this pattern, and adding to the pattern is the Sun nearby at 25 Cancer, Mercury at 13 Cancer, and the Moon at 19 Scorpio. A grand trine multiplies the energy of the planets and is a very powerful configuration. And this grand water trine may be connected with a Nostradamus prophecy, Century 1, number 50, about a hero coming from the U.S. in the future. In this prophecy, the aquatic triplicity could be a grand water trine. And I showed the astrology chart here for it, of this triangular pattern. This prophecy of Nostradamus is number 1-50. From the aquatic triplicity there is born a man who has Thursday as his holy day. His power and renown grows by land and sea. To the east there is a storm brewing. The reason we're relating this to the U.S. is because the U.S. is surrounded by 3 bodies of water, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and the Gulf of Mexico. Thus the aquatic triplicity. And Thursday is one of the few holidays on a Thursday is Thanksgiving in the U.S. Again, relating that to the U.S. So could the power and renown of this man grow? As in the East there is a storm brewing, that there would be trouble in the East then. Interpreting this prophecy, note that Thursday, as I said, is also Thor's day. Thor being the Scandinavian equivalent of the Roman god Jupiter in mythology. In mythology, Thor battles the world-encircling serpent at Midgard serpent. At Ragnarok, the battle at the end of the world. Anyways, so could there be significant events then related to a hero coming from the U.S.? Is that hero President Obama? Quite possibly. Or another person? I'm not sure. And then July 29, 2013, there's an unusual astrology chart I show here of a hexagon-shaped astrology pattern on that date. Could that relate to the new heaven and new earth? Perhaps these two rare astrology patterns in July 2013 indicate it is a possible time of change for the world. Then, November 3, 2013, there is a total solar eclipse seen in the North Atlantic Ocean and Central Africa. Could be a sign for us. And then, at the start of 2014, there is a grand cross astrology pattern of 4 planets and the moon in a cross shape. The moon and Pluto at 13 Capricorn, Mars at 14 Libra, Uranus at 13 Aries, Jupiter at 13 Cancer. Note that Revelation 13 is about the Antichrist. And you will see in my other videos where I identify who the Antichrist is. I believe it is President Putin of Russia that I believe will play an important role in our future events. I believe Mr. Putin, and I won't go into all the reasons why here, but I believe he is this one called the Antichrist, an evil one, and that watch out for Russia. Watch out for Russia building up its military and Putin trying some kind of sneak attack on the West. Watch out. Anyways, then we have April 29, 2014, an annular solar eclipse seen in Australia and Antarctica. The astrology chart shows 4 planets form a square: Uranus 13 Aries, Jupiter 14 Cancer, Mars 11 Libra, Pluto 13 Capricorn, 4 planets in a square. Interesting pattern then. So, and as these events go on, you must watch out for the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse riding, and that would be war and economic chaos and economic depression and death, and death by disease plagues. Although I believe that President Obama will help keep the economy in good order in the U.S. and will give I have great faith in President Obama. Glad to see he's reelected and steering the U.S. through this chaos over the next 2 years and keeping the economy in good shape. And I believe President Obama has greatly increased the U.S.'s prestige around the world, and the President Obama is well respected and liked around the world, and this is doing wonders for the U.S. in the world stage. The other thing is you can see more on these subjects on my website, revelation13.net, and also my videos There's a link to my videos on revelation13.net. I have many videos that you can watch. But this is a summary I'm recording now for 2013 in the start of 2014. Thank you.